So what are you free?
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. I'm here at AAA Boxing Gym in the city of Edinburgh. A nice sunny day.
Beautiful day, eh?
With me I've got Alex Arthur. Alex, what a day we're having.
Why are we in the gym on a day like this? We should have done it out in Castle Street, eh?
Top of Arthur Seat.
I know, eh? Aye, that would have been even better, eh?
That's an idea one thing.
That is,
top
aye.
of Arthur
That
Seat.
is a good idea. That is a good idea.
Might not know, Arthur Seat's a big, huge hill in the city centre of Edinburgh.
A mountain in the city centre, clearly named after its most famous and highly loved son.
I'm trying to think who that would be.
Yeah, probably Macklin.
Probably Macklin. Arthur Jr. maybe.
Oh, no, I know him.
Right, Alex, so much has happened in boxing since the last time I spoke to you.
Yeah.
People like to know what your thoughts and stuff because you know you're boxing.
Yeah.
I think the best thing to do is probably start with Josh Taylor since he's Scottish.
Yeah, of course,
I'm a
aye.
Scotsman,
I mean,
you're a
it's
Scotsman, we're in Scotland.
perfect time to speak about it as well, really.
Definitely.
I mean, it's astronomical what he's about to embark on. Like, you know, coming for a lengthy amateur career and, you know, a relatively short number of professional fights to be fighting for the world title. And what was it, his 12th bout, I think?
15th. This would be his 15th
bout,
fight, yeah.
The numbers. Aye, it's quite amazing. It's astonishing that he's here already. But I really do believe that it's his for the taking on Saturday night. I don't think that there's everything is in his favour. I don't think there's anything that can stop him lifting the title.
Have you seen much about Ivan Baranchyk?
Aye, I mean, obviously he looks like he's in phenomenal physical shape. For what I've seen in the past, he's physically very, very strong looking. He's quite an imposing character, aggressive front foot boxer predominantly. Reasonably good head movement, quite slow feet. I think he suits Josh perfectly, despite what Freddie Roach thinks.
I was going to say that he's twin.
Aye. Freddie Roach says that Josh has got pretty poor feet work, which I was quite amazed at, really. It's not like Freddie to come up with quotes like that, but Freddie is known for a lot of his psychological games because people believe so heavily in everything that he says because of his previous success and training world-class fighters. They believe anything he says, so he sometimes tries to get in the mind of the opponents and their team by saying negative things about them in camp. So I think that Josh he'll take that with a pinch of salt.
I was going to say that won't work when Josh will. Because Josh is probably, when I speak to a lot of people about Josh, I say he's probably one of the mentally toughest guys I know. He just doesn't, nothing phases him.
No,
I mean, as a kid when he was a Taekwondo champion, he rides motorbikes, you know what I mean, he's racing motorbikes, so the fear factor isn't there for him.
No, he doesn't bother. He doesn't bother. I mean, I can go back as far as obviously when I was fighting, and you know, he would jump in the ring and spar with me, and he would care nothing about, you know, about my reputation or what titles I had at the time. He would come in there and just set right about me, you know, and he did it with a twinkle in his eye as well. You know, like it was fun to him.
Yeah.
And that's part of Josh's character, and it's something that's helped him a lot, like in his fighting career.
Well, how far do you think Josh can go? We've said it a million times.
Well,
Saturday's the first step to probably what will be unification fights.
I would think so, and you know, I would be more surprised if he never, you know, I would be way more surprised if Josh never went on to unify the title and jump up to welterweight and maybe even pick up a world title there, which right now would be some feat as well. But he's capable of it, and I think that he will go on to achieve these goals, these things that he's set out to do.
Before we talk about, we've talked about unification and the welterweight. Before we go into the welterweight side of things, I want to talk about unification. All going well for Josh on Saturday night. He's in the final of the World Boxing Super Series against Regis Progress. Your thoughts on Regis and probably facing Josh in the final? Regis is probably somebody that Josh, stylistically, short, stocky southpaw, who can bang. I don't think Josh has faced somebody like that yet in his professional career.
No, I don't think he has, but he would have came across it a few times in the amateurs. And you know, for me, I prior to his last fight, I actually thought that he would be an easier fight than Baranchyk for Josh. The reason being, I just think he's a much, or I thought he was a much poorer version of Josh. A southpaw, reasonably quick hands, no quicker than Josh's. Decent feet work, no better than Josh's. Can't punch as hard as Josh. I don't believe he's got as much variety as Josh. He's slightly, for me, more predictable in his approach and in his attacks than what Josh is, and I think that Josh would read him very, very easily. However, in his last fight, he was quite impressive. and I was really quite surprised at how well he broke down Kirill Relic, because I rated him as a fighter. I think he's a good fighter. He was with Ricky Hatton for a while, and he gave Ricky Burns a few problems in Glasgow. I called that one, to say the least. Gave Ricky a lot of trouble. Went very quiet late, but he's very, very strong early, and progress or progress, whatever you want to call him, took him apart clinically, and very calculated in his approach as well. He picked his shots really well. He put himself in situations in that fight as well where Relic was virtually useless, and he was able to get his big shots off. So he really did impress me. And on the basis of that, I think he's going to give Josh a wee bit a harder fight, but still no, in my opinion, he can't beat Josh. And I'm not being patriotic, and I'm not being patriotic here, and saying and because Josh I've known him for a very, very long time, but I really, if I didn't know Josh, I would say the same thing. That's why people like me to speak about boxing, because I can't bullshit about the sport.
That's true. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. Probably put myself on the spot a little bit. Probably Robert on the spot, who's shadow boxing up there. Josh will become the 8th world champion in Scotland. Can you name the other 7? Yeah,
I'll try. Benny Lynch. Ken Buchanan, Jim Watt, Walter McGowan, Pat Clinton, Paul Weir, Scott Harrison, and myself.
Ricky Burns.
Ricky Burns.
There's Murray Sutherland as well.
Right enough. Is he not a Canadian dude though?
No, but he was born in Edinburgh.
Oh, was he born in Edinburgh?
He was born in Edinburgh, yeah.
Oh man, we've got a few world champions out here then.
Jeez, I thought Josh would be the 8th. I'm pretty sure that's probably 9 now.
Wow.
Who for them again?
Benny Lynch. Jim Watt, Ken Buchanan, get him out of the way.
Yeah.
Myself, Scott Harrison, Ricky Burns, Paul Weir, Walter McGowan, Pat Clinton, and Ricky Burns.
Murray Sutherland.
And Murray Sutherland.
So that's 10.
Yeah.
10.
Hold on. Did Tanzi Lee know when Tanzi Lee never won a world title, did he? I think Philly Victoria. I know he was British, Commonwealth and European champion, I think.
I'm pretty sure I've tweeted that out. Josh Group 8th.
That's shocking, eh?
I don't think I have.
It's not like we've got hundreds of world champions.
Well, I was wrong. Well done to you, because all I got was Murray Sutherland, because a lot of people forget about Murray. He was born in Edinburgh and lived here until he was, I think, his teenage years or whatever.
We'll claim him then.
We'll definitely claim him.
Another one I would claim if he won a world title was Callum Johnson. Callum Johnson's...
Callum, you're Scottish.
Callum's Scottish. I was talking to him last night, and I was saying that to him. He says that nothing's ever beat being on the podium here in Flowery, Scotland, when he won the gold medal.
Oh, good.
And he says, no, even if I do get the chance to win a world title, will anything top that? And I said, well, if that happens, make sure that they play the Flowery, Scotland then as well.
You've got a soul towel wrapped around your shoulders. Again, like I said in the intro there, a lot's happened in boxing, and like I said, a lot of people like to know your views. I don't know where to start. Let's go up the heavyweight scene. A lot of nonsense has happened up there. We'll just go way back a few weeks ago with the whole I've yet to talk to you about this, is Jarrell Miller, the 3 drug tests, failed them, the 3 of them. Your opinion, please, Alex?
It's appalling, really. I mean, one was bad enough, but then when they all started creeping up that he'd failed on I don't know how many fronts, was it 3 or 4?
3.
I think. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, if I chat to any of my peers about it, or any of the boys that are fighting nowadays, you've got to remember that this is the most dangerous sport in the world. Along with cage fighting and stuff, and it's the intention is to hurt your opponent. When you've got physical advantages and size and strength and power and and speed, we're taking drugs here, the risk potential jumps up again and again and again. It's just horrific, and how on earth they got away with it for so long? I mean, how long's he been doing it for? That's a question as well. How long have some of these guys been doing this for? They've just got caught now, and But what I found quite interesting about it was he was sitting in that press conference accusing Anthony Joshua using drugs, which was ridiculous, really. Now when you think about it, and I always think that he was kind of giving himself away a wee bit there. I think, why bring that kind of thing up? I was a wee bit suspicious when I heard him talk like that. He said Joshua's gained something like 20 kilograms since the Olympics or something, and we know that you're using. We've spoke to doctors or something of that nature, and we know that you're using stuff. And you know, it's for him to sit there and accuse while behind the scenes doping himself up to the eyeballs to give himself a bit of a chance. Just disgusting.
Are you one of them guys that a lifetime ban, or are you a second chance type of guy?
Well, it really depends. It really depends. Like for instance, and this might be a bit controversial, but like, just say the situation with Canelo. I mean, you really need to understand how a lot of these drugs work in the body before you start pointing fingers and saying lifetime ban, not a big ban, a huge ban, maybe a 5-year ban.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you need to understand how these things work. Like in Canelo's case, I was maybe a wee bit defensive for Canelo because there was trace elements of a drug that apparently helps lower your body fat. Mm-hmm. So. And there wasn't massive doses of it. It was trace elements, you know. So you've got there's the argument for saying it was coming out of his system at that time where he got caught or whatever. But it's I think it's dependent as well on some of the fighters. I mean, they should be responsible for themselves. But you do get fighters that just are so focused on their training and their upcoming match that they didn't really ask questions. So they could be under. Just say you're my nutritionist and you say, Alec, here's your vitamins for the day, mate. Take them after your breakfast. There's 4 pills. I know a lot of fighters, 8 out of 10 maybe, that would just go, no bother, coach,
aye.
Or thanks, Mr. Nutritionist, and take their pills and swallow them in a glass of water.
Thinking their vitamins.
Aye, honestly, and I'm not just saying that. I genuinely mean that. I know a number of fighters that would just do that. You know, you tell them to eat at a certain time, they listen to you. You tell them to take their vitamins at a certain time, they'll take them at a certain time, and that's a shame because that's something that should be looked at as well. And I know that there's a lot of fighters that say, "Oh, I didn't know. I just took what my coach was." That's a different ball game if they're putting a big needle in your arm or up your backside.
Steroids.
You know?
I don't know what it was, EPO, growth hormone. And what an endurance one as well. I don't know what the other one was.
Well, having spoke to a few of the sports scientist guys at Edinburgh University and stuff since then, apparently it's he knew what he was doing because a lot of that's like injecting and like blood doping, I think they mentioned. So when it's that and it's not just take the vitamins for your breakfast, mate, that's a different ball game.
It certainly is.
It's a different ball game.
Well, clearly he isn't facing Joshua on June 1st.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz has stepped in.
Aye.
Now, I've said this to a few guys, he's not aesthetically pleasing. I mean, he's big, he's not got the muscles, six-pack with the biceps, or anything like that. But a lot of people don't know that he can fight.
Aye.
They just look at his body shape and think, who is this guy?
Aye.
But you need to watch a couple of his fights and
know,
realise that he can go for it.
He's deceptively fast, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He's deceptively fast and he's a good combination puncher. And a few of the top trainers have said that he's much, much better than what he looks. Mm-hmm. And having watched like a couple of his clips, he looks like he knows how to fight. And I think Mexican origin, Puerto Rican origin, he'll be tough. Mm-hmm. So you can't underestimate these guys. You know, there's the bigger upsets have happened. So Anthony Joshua has to really be on his game and stay focused, and which he always does, and not underestimate this guy, or he could come up short.
That's what Freddie Roach said to me yesterday. He said don't underestimate him because he can cause you an upset. But the thing is as well, watching a couple of interviews with Andy Ruiz, I feel like it's becoming the first Mexican heavyweight world champion, having that sort of title as the first Mexican heavyweight champion is bigger than actually winning them belts.
Aye, I would say so.
That's the vibe I'm getting when I hear his interviews.
I would say so. Keep moving, jumped in there in shadow box.
Come on, keep moving. Stay warm, Robert. Stay warm.
Then I go call. I think that in terms of like the heavyweight division overall, I think that a lot of the top guys, like even Tyson Fury's opponent coming up, like no a big name, no world renowned or nothing like that. These are the guys that can cause you problems because you're not really, I'm fighting Wilder, you know, so you're not automatically switched on right away. So you have to try and just get these guys out there as quick as you can. Aye. You really do.
Again, staying in the heavyweight division, WBC came out, I think it was beginning of last week or whatnot, that they've asked for, ordered a final eliminator between Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte. Yeah. Now Dillian's been in the #1 spot for 500 plus days.
Such a shame. You can't feel sorry for him.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, he has sat in the #1 spot for a while.
He has. It's so unfortunate, because there's such big business in the heavyweight division right now. and the world's got its eye on 3 guys. And it makes it really difficult for guys like Fury-Whyte, because the big promoters and the big TV companies and the big money just put guys like him to the side because he's no what the public maybe want to see. But we know that's not the case, because Dylan's really, really popular in the UK, and I believe he's becoming quite popular in America as well. And I think that he's improving all the time. I feel like I'm sorry to switch right back over to a boxing mindset, but he's improving all the time. He's constantly getting better. His conditioning's improving. It looks like his mentality is improving as well. He's a sort of slowly. It's like a slow burner, but he's definitely improving. He's getting better all the time. He used to have, in my opinion, I wouldn't say this to him, I would say it to his face probably, but he had a dreadful right hand for me. His right hand does very little or no damage at all. It's very weak in comparison to his left hand. Well, it's unbelievable how hard he can hit with that hand. But what I have noticed is his right hand is starting to work a little bit better now as well. And I've noticed on a few occasions he's using it to set up the big left hook, or even the left hook to the body. He'll paw with the right hand and come back with a heavy left hand. So he's definitely a work in progress. And I think for any of the top guys, they're better getting him now before it gets any better. Because another couple of years, I think he's going to get better and better. I think the next fight with Anthony Joshua, if it does happen, will be totally different for the first one. I think he'll give him a far better fight than what he did the first time.
Well, White had just come back from his, I think it was a 3-year suspension just for taking a Jack D 3 workout. Going back to what you said, going back to what you said earlier, that it's you don't know what you put in your body. Like he took a Jack 3D, I think it was.
Right. The energising drink.
The pre-workout drink. He took that, and that had a substance in it. So that's what got hit.
I often don't understand why the fighters take these kind of things, because I think they make your heart rate go so high, and
it's in your face.
And it's the beta-alanine. It's a amino acid supplement that makes you tingle. But I often think that these things make your heart race so hard that if you were in the ring on that, you'd be, I don't know why they do it.
Staying on Tyson and White, Tyson done an Instagram post saying that if the WBC changed it from an interim title to the WBC Diamond title, he'll accept the fight. Obviously, Fury-Whyte came along and said, okay, let's do it. WBC, over to you.
Aye, of course.
So, hypothetically speaking,
it's a done deal.
Everything's high-fived and all that, everyone's doing their thing.
It's a done deal.
What's your thoughts on White versus Fury?
I think it's a brilliant fight. I really like that fight. I really do. I think that's again, going back to being boxing minded, it's a great blend of styles. I'm a fan of both their like physical attributes. I like what they both do in the ring, and I think that the way that they both fight would make for a brilliant fight, because I don't think it'll be all like one dimensional. I think that Tyson Fury on occasion would stand there and try and send a message, and then would the left hook land? Would he recover for it properly? We've seen Tyson Fury get up for facing the biggest puncher in the world in the dying seconds. So, and then I think there would be spells where Fury-Whyte would be very frustrated because Tyson Fury would outbox him. How would he deal with that? And how would he reapproach his tactics, and and just to see if he could open other doors. And so I think it would be brilliant to watch, like for a boxing person's point of view. I'd love to see that. Stylistically, it's one of the best fights in the heavyweight division.
Staying in continuing with the heavyweight division. I mean, it's the main. We're not talking about the fights, like the big 3 guys fighting. We're talking about things that's happened outside of the ring. Majority of the time with the heavyweight division. So we spoke a little bit off camera about what Deontay Wilder said. I don't think I need to reiterate, but I will. He said something about boxing's the only sport where you can kill a man, get paid for it, and it's legal, and he's going to exercise his right to do so. Now, don't quote me on that. That might not be word for word.
I know what you mean, and everybody else knows what you mean as well.
So you said a little bit off camera there. I just want you to reiterate what you said and your thoughts on it.
Well, Alec Jr. had just sent me an Instagram post through basically exactly what you've just said, but in Wilder's words, and it's quite disappointing, really, to hear like a world-class fighter the world's eyes are on him speak like that. I don't think you'd hear. Well, think about the great heavyweight champions in the past: Ali, Fraser, Foreman, like more modern day Joe. They would never, ever in a million years talk like that. It's really, really disappointing to hear that. I mean, I've never met another boxer in my life that genuinely wants to hurt their opponent badly. I mean, imagine how bad you would feel. You know, you and another guy going to work at night, and you know the two year you want to go home healthy and in one piece to your family with a nice fat bank check, don't you? That's the whole point of boxing. And you want to be the champion and you want to be the best, but to hurt another guy permanently or and God forbid, you know, like kill take somebody's life. And, I mean, it's just like it's the worst thing you can think of, really.
Why do you think he said it?
I know. I think he says a lot of stuff in the heat of the moment. You know, I think he's on his high horse now. You know, I think he's the kind of guy that's he's quite like high. You know, like he's always like buzzing and making threats, and I think he likes to come across as like the big man. You know, the dominant figure, and I think he tries to scare people as well. I think he tries to scare his opposition with some of his quotes and the way that he talks. But I genuinely believe when he goes to his bed at night and lies there, he doesn't think, I hope I killed another opponent. I don't think for 1 second he thinks that, because I don't think any fighter thinks like that. And I think the majority of fighters in the world, if not all of them, would think that it's the worst thing that can happen in a ring. It's the worst thing that can happen.
Definitely. Well, the thing is as well, like, people have said that boxing is a gentleman's sport. You have a fight, you shake hands at the end of it. He also said it's not a gentleman's sport. It's not.
It's ridiculous.
They're in there to hurt each other, and if I do this to a man of anything, like he wants to, like saying stuff like he wants to catch a body. Yeah. Like doesn't sit well with a lot of people, but probably everyone but himself.
It's horrible. It's really horrible. When you hear like a guy talk like that, you know, you really do hope that one of our boys get their hands on him and sort him out properly, you know, like Big Tyson Fury or Joshua or even Fury-Whyte, flatten him, you know, it'd be quite nice, and you know, like, because it's not a good picture for the sport of boxing, is it really? You know, it's not a good picture for the sport, and you know, and you'll get the naysayers who didn't really understand our wonderful sport looking in saying things like, see, this sport's barbaric, it should be, you know, it should be whitewashed forever, it's dreadful, look at here, listen to how these people talk, you know, when it's not the case, it's one bad banana in the bunch, really, you know, so again, how as a boxing man, how do we get these three heavyweights? I mean, the networks, if they're on the different networks, so difficult.
It's going to be three of them to face each other. Wilder, Fury, and Joshua.
It's unbelievable. It's such a tough job now, because it's a massive business. Where back in the day, they just done the deal, and Fraser fought Ali, and Ali fought Foreman, and Foreman fought.
Then they get the rematch as well.
Foreman fought Norton, and and then they got the rematch as well. They got the rematches that they wanted. So it's almost like it's cheating. It's cheating the public out seeing the best fighters fight each other.
Is it a case of too many fingers in the pie in the boxing world nowadays?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is, sadly. Too many TV companies, too many big promoters, too many business moguls behind all these fighters as well. You know, I'm represented by Al Heyman, I'm represented by Eddie Hearn, I'm represented, you know, on the background there, you know, like, you know, and these guys are cutting deals, and you know, and they're not giving the fans what they want to see. The fans want to see the big fights, the best fighters against the best fighters, and so do the best fighters. They want to fight each other as well, and prove who the best man is, and you know, and that's a big part of boxing. But the fans and the public are getting robbed at that, and so are the boxers.
Exactly.
Aye.
Exactly. Well, I was it last week I was in Nottingham? There was plans of you coming down as well, but you had to go at Leeds.
Ended up in the studio.
Well,
it was good. I like the studio. I can sit and eat sandwiches and drink Coca-Cola.
I was kind of wish you were in Nottingham, because two separate people in Nottingham told me, and I don't know how much if this is true, or that when they met up, I'm hoping they're winding up, but two separate people told me that there's an ancient law in Nottingham, right, that hasn't been rescinded or taken out or anything like that, but it's an ancient law that makes it legal to kill a Scotsman with a bow and arrow in Nottingham.
No chance.
That's what two separate people saw. I was like that. I kind of wished you were there.
Word, really? Is that a fact?
I don't know. I've tried to Google it, but no.
See the English, See them people, man. Honestly.
I don't know if that was true. I was ducking and down. I bought a helmet. I bought a leather vest. I was
banging trouble then, wasn't I?
They would have got you.
They would have got me. Aye.
Oh, the arrows flying past you. That's why you couldn't set me there.
I cannot. But that's why. What? Eh?
That's
unbelievable. I'm gonna look that one up.
I've tried to look it up, but I've not found it. So I'm hoping they're winding me up.
So is it also legal for us to like run about with an axe and any of them that throw? So we're not allowed to kill them back? No,
I don't know.
Typical English, eh? Want everything in their favour.
Honestly, I was sitting in the hotel when somebody told me, I'm like, you're winding me up. They said, oh, it's ancient law, and I'm like, oh, you're winding me up.
That's unbelievable, eh?
I'm sort of 90% sure.
So they want to keep our country for themselves, and they want to kill us when we're in Nottingham. Lovely people they are, the English, eh?
So, what's next for you? In fact, Robert, since you've been patient, come over here, mate. Come over here. Since you've been patient with your shadow boxing for about 4 days. Come on, sit down.
Still going strong.
Still going strong. So we talked a wee bit off camera with yourself as well. You've had 2 fights. You're now you won your novice, Scottish novice, super heavyweight.
Yeah.
Just tell people about your background, because you've lost a ton of weight as well, haven't you? So how much have you lost?
Around 44, 45 kilos now.
That's impressive.
It's amazing, eh?
That is impressive.
It's a small person. He's lost a small.
He's lost Macklin.
He's lost Macklin. That's a fact, actually.
He's lost Macklin. So, what's your aspirations in the sport then? Are you hoping to be Scottish champion immediate and going on from that? Is that the hope? Not a super heavyweight though.
Yeah, I'm planning on being light heavyweight. Basically, I just want to follow in my coach's footsteps as well, and
this man right here.
Yeah, Alex, and be one of the greatest boxers in our country.
Okay, well, I want to get your opinion. Since you've been patient, I thought I'd get you on camera anyway. Josh Taylor, you're talking about the greatest boxers in our country. Josh Taylor's going to be up there with the Alex Arthurs, the Ken Buchanans in this country and in Edinburgh. Your thoughts on Josh at the weekend?
I agree. I think it is pretty open for him. I think he could get it quite easily.
You think he's going to be a world champion, no problem at all?
Yeah. We all hope so.
Definitely.
Hope so, yeah.
Definitely. So what's Alex got planned for you then? You're sweating already. You've got your shadow boxing for about an hour.
It's about 110 degrees up here today, though, to be fair. It's so hot up here. So hot. All the windows open, but it's not helping very much.
So what you got planned? A little bit of pad work, bag work?
A wee bit of technical work today, probably. Just keep Robert sharp just now. The season.
Seen him? How good is he?
He's very good.
Yeah.
He's very, very unorthodox. All the lads in the team and stuff. He's kind of like our Tyson Fury.
I was going to say that. So Tyson Fury. Look, this is Scotland's answer to Tyson Fury.
Switches regularly. Really difficult to hit. Very quick hands. Really quick hands. For his size, especially when he was at super heavyweight, he's possibly one of the fastest, if not the fastest puncher in the club. Just loads and loads of potential, but it's a long road, as you know.
You've only had 2 fights, haven't you?
It's a very, very long road, so we're hoping for a big season ahead for Robert and for all the other lads at Treble as well.
Good stuff. Well, I won't keep you much longer. I've had you for half an hour. I'll let you get to your training. You've been patient, I do apologise, man, but Alex, as always, thanks for this Fifield TV, man. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks very much, Alex.